Good evening, Cindy and Wendy at the 2014 Ruckus put on by Pearl Guide and Pearl Paradise, Jeremy and Hisano Shepherd. And our guest is Douglas McLaurin of the fabulous Sea of Cortez Pearls. So we're going to ask him some questions and take it from there.
Okay.
Douglas,
Thank you very
thank you
much.
so much for joining us this evening. Tell us a little bit about your pearls.
Well, my pearls are Cortez pearls, what we call Perlas del Mar de Cortez. They're the only saltwater pearls grown in this continent.
Wow, amazing.
They grow inside this pearl oyster that is native to the Sea of Cortez, which we call the rainbow lip pearl oyster, or Teria externa. And this is a small variety of oyster, but what the oyster doesn't pack in size, it packs in beauty. So the inside is an incredible, colorful oyster with iridescent hues. So we get red pearls, blue pearls, purple ones, emerald green ones, golden, grays. I mean, every color. There's not a single color I haven't seen coming out of my oysters.
Amazing. And you got a world record pearl this year. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, it's this pearl is 17 millimeters. In order to understand why this size is so important for us is that, once again, this pearl oyster is not very big. Usually the largest oysters are 12 centimeters, so this big. When you consider a black lip, black lips are twice as big. And a silver lip, of course, even bigger. So the biggest size we were able of obtaining before was 14 millimeters, and it was a gas giant. So it was basically filled with gas or liquid on the inside.
Really?
And this one is solid. It's a solid 17 millimeter pearl, very baroque, dark purple in color. And the thing is that the largest bead that I used to seed that oyster with was 9.5. So
Amazing.
all of the pearl, it's more pearl than bead or anything else.
Oh my goodness. I bet you were so thrilled when that one came out. Did you celebrate?
Well, I was doing a talk at the Hong Kong conference of
That's
sustainable
right.
pearl, so I couldn't even harvest it. I saw it until I came back. So,
So
I missed that
how did
moment.
you know that it was in there? Did you x-ray them to
Uh,
know that the pearl was inside the shell?
No, not really. What we were doing is harvesting, normal harvest.
Okay.
We were not expecting anything out of the ordinary in this way, but it did, fortunately.
Tell us something about your harvest.
Well, the harvest takes place once a year only, and it's the most exciting time of the year for us, of course, because it means that 4 years of labor are finally over, and we're going to reap the results of all this labor.
Tell us give us some steps of the 4 years from the time you
Okay, that's
explain
easy.
it.
Okay, we first start with spat collecting. So we have to deploy spat collectors in the water, and at a given time of the year, usually in winter time, the baby oysters attached there. Every year we collect like 100,000 baby oysters. That's the minimum supply that the farm needs in order to operate. So from those 100,000 oysters, there will be a little bit of mortality, and 2 years later, we will be able to operate on how many oysters, depending on many things. So for instance, if we had a hurricane that destroyed some of the oyster stock, less oysters, but if everything was perfect, we will be able to seed more. So how many oysters do we seed? Let's say between 20,000 to 40,000 oysters.
So you start with 100,
100,
and then you can seed. Okay. And 2010 was the last ruckus, or 2011 that you were at?
2011.
Okay, I bought 2 absolutely exquisite pearls from you. One is a green body and one is a blue body with the red, and the green has blue on them. And at the time you said that you had harvested 1,700 pearls.
Yes, exactly.
And so you started with 40,000
In that year, we had previous hurricanes, so we started actually with 25,000.
So 25,000, and you end up with 1,700 pearls.
Exactly.
And this year you had a record harvest. How many pearls?
4,000 pearls, roughly.
Amazing.
Uh-huh. So it's our best harvest ever in quantity and also in quality. And with that, we seeded a little bit over 40,000 oysters.
So these truly are, and you can say, the rarest pearls.
Yes, they are, definitely.
And I see you brought several.
Yeah. This is a pearl strand. It's probably the best pearl strand we will have this year. It's semi-round, good grade, well-matched, multicolored pearl strand. It usually takes us 4 years to come up with one strand.
Amazing.
So
4 years.
We
So
need
you
4
have.
harvests, and then we can come up with one strand. Last year, for instance, we didn't have a single strand, I believe, of this matching quality. With baroques, you can make many pearl necklaces, but these round pearl necklaces are the ones that we really are looking forward to produce, because Teddy Esterna, our oyster, the rainbow lip, rarely makes round pearls.
In my dreams, I have one of these.
Hopefully
And I
you-
see another one over there.
Oh yeah, this is a Mabi pearl necklace made with sterling silver, and this is one of a kind, you can say. There are only 2 that are similar. This is the second one. We had
colors in those.
Now,
the
it
Mabis have the richest colors, the deepest colors of all Mabi pearls.
Now it appears that you made this with like matching pairs. Is that
Exactly.
true?
That's what I do.
Oh, there.
So
Can you
can
see
see
it?
the matching pairs.
How long did it take you to collect that many?
Well, for the pairs,
Well,
took
this
me
has
like
to
2
be
years.
a very nice quality of
It
your
is.
Mabe.
It's a AA and AAA pearl. So it's some of the finest. It's a little match here. Can you move it this way?
That won't come on.
No.
Oh,
The
that's a
security
really nice
feature.
safety
Oh, I like
feature.
that.
Uh-huh.
This is so exquisite.
That's beautiful.
I think you need this.
Yes, I do.
This is just beautiful. So do you implant something as well to make your mabes?
Yes. Uh-huh. Some of the oysters that we operate are devoted for round pearls, and others are devoted for the half pearls. They look different. For the round pearls, we are looking for flatter oysters, and for the Mabi pearls, we're looking for oysters that are more concave.
Interesting. And I see you brought some other things in a
Oh
little.
yeah, some Mabi pearls here. I'm almost out of the loose pearls, but here we
Well, the
have some.
girls descended on you.
Oh yes. It
Selling
was a
pearls
feeding
on
frenzy.
a Tesla. That's what he did this morning.
That was most unusual.
And it
That
was
was fun.
like a feeding frenzy.
It was.
Oh.
So these are the U grade Mabe, and the U grade are the ultra best grade. In a year, we might get like 50, between 30 to 50 of this grade in particular, and that's it, no more. So
Now, when you
Can you
implant these, do you like stick them to the inside
yes,
the shell?
with crazy glue, of course.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
We tried different kinds of glue in the beginning, and we were trying to be very scientific, and someone told us, why not crazy glue? And we said, no, crazy glue won't work, and it worked. Beautiful.
Beautiful. And do you have a few of the rounds to show us? Do you have any of those left
No.
tonight? Oh,
I
good.
sold them all.
All of them?
Excellent.
Oh,
Already.
that's
Oh,
wonderful.
I'm so happy for
Uh-huh.
you. So 4,000 pearls.
Yes.
Now, can I ask a question?
Yes, definitely.
What does a spat collector look like? What is it? Like some sticky thing with some type of
Oh,
hormones
like
on it or
fly
something?
paper.
It's incredible, but a lot of people, when I tell them about the spat collector, they think it's actually like a high-tech device, because it fools baby oysters into believing they're going to attach to a fan coral. You see rainbow lips attached to fan corals, not to rocks like other pearl oysters. So what we use is basically a plastic mesh bag, the variety that is used to stuff grapefruit, oranges, onions.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's a
all.
variety. And we just fill it up with discarded fishing net. The fishermen in our area used to just throw their fishing nets on the beach once they were none working. And now we collect all the fishing nets to make our spat collectors kind of fluffy. And then we attach them by the thousands to lines of rope, which we throw in certain parts of the bay where we have the oysters. So the baby oysters are swimming around, they find the bags, they say it's a fan coral, and they attach to the bags.
How big are they when you collect them? Are they like the size of a
The
dime?
size of a sesame seed. That's
That
very
little?
common.
Whoa.
If you leave them longer, you will have them larger, but many of them will be eaten away by predators. So you have to work really fast in order to get as many baby oysters.
So how many collectors do you put out?
It depends. There are years that the oysters have been so prolific. Like 2 years ago, we were catching 10,000 baby oysters per bag. So if we need 100,000, you can imagine we only needed a line of collectors. But other years we get like 1,000 baby oysters per collector. So we have to put up more.
Why the difference? What?
Environmental change.
Okay.
There are many things that we don't understand right now.
I know you're a scientist.
And we don't have technology to measure many things, unfortunately. But you see changes in the wind patterns. You notice that, for instance, the Sea of Cortez was once called the Red Sea of Cortez. Why Red Sea? Because it turns red with red tides.
Red tide.
So the red tide makes the water look red, and of course it's a Red Sea. So when you get red tides, a lot of people think red tides are evil, etc. But in the Sea of Cortez, they're non-toxic, and they serve as a food source for planktonic species, including baby pearl oysters. So our oysters would use to synchronize their breeding with the red tides. Gave baby oysters a higher chance of eating, so better survival. And we haven't seen red tides in a while, for instance. So they used to be so precise. You could almost have a watch and start going like in about 1, 2, 3. There's a red tide, okay? And now it's like, are we getting a red tide? Or what? Are we having a red tide right now? You don't know what to expect now. It's chaotic. So the environment, we have to work with it. But right now the problem is like we're not doing a lot of teamwork. The environment is not telling us a lot of things like it used to do before. So in a sense, pearl farmers, we're very much like other kinds of farmers that they look at the sky and see the clouds and say it's going to rain or not. It's going to be a good year or bad year. We're basically the same in this sense. We have to work with the environment. And whatever the environment gives us, we must accept and take and be grateful for it. But besides that, there's not a lot that we can do. Maybe a little bit of praying. But.
Oh, okay. So what do you hope to see in 10 years at your farm?
Oof.
Do you
I
have
wish I
like
could
a
have
vision ahead that you're trying to go towards?
Oh yes, we always have we've had this vision. We've envisioned that we would be able to have the entire bay closed or protected against fishing, and that it would become a safe haven for all marine life in the area, and that we would be able to recover all the species of animals that we keep there. But who knows? It's something you want. You don't really know if you're going to get what you want.
But your government is recognizing the great things that are happening at your farm that are helping things recover, which
No,
is
not
good.
really.
Not really?
No.
Oh.
No, governments are usually more inclined to listen to things that give them boats. Our farm only will give them at the most 15 boats, so that's non-essential.
But when you started, your area was kind of wiped out with fish.
It was.
But it is not that way anymore around your farm.
Around
correct?
the farm, exactly.
Well, thank you. We're very honored to wear your pearls, and now I understand, and I hope our audience does too, how special these incredible pearls are. and it takes you so much time, energy, and loss to come up with the pearls you do. And so
Yes.
thank you very, very
No,
much,
thank you
Douglas.
for the opportunity.
It's really an honor to own your pearls.
Thank
And I hope I have a strand someday.
you. You will.
Okay.
Keep it up.
Okay.
You
Thank
will
you
have
for
it.
joining us. Cindy and Wendy at the Pearl Ruckus.